Our next point with teammates, with such leaders such as Rob Burrows and Kevin Sinfield, what kind of effect did they have on you growing up? Because I can imagine that's the sort of decisions that they made to get to where they got to in their careers.
Yeah, it was. If you wanted to be a professional rugby league player and you want to be successful, them players are the example of it. Kevin Sinfield, especially, he's the ultimate pro, and what he's been doing for Rob is that doesn't surprise me one bit, because any challenge that he's been given, he's been able to succeed in that, and whether it's been a success or a fail, he made sure that he worked hard at it and make sure that he carried on learning from anything that goes on. And it's learning from people like Kev, obviously Rob as well. I think it's such a sad situation what he's in and his family as well. And I've only seen him a couple of number of times. At this time, he's been suffering quite a bit. So for me, I used to drive into training with Rob because I don't live too far away from him. So used to travel into training quite a bit, and it wasn't about. We never really talked about rugby. We always talked about family, and I started having kids around that time. So he's such a family man, family orientated man, and it's just so sad to see him in that situation. But he's a fighter, he's strong, and I remember at the time when it got announced and everything, he only got told he got a year to live. So, and he's still going on now, and it's like 3 or 4 years after. So it shows the mental strength and the strength that he has, and the people around him as well. I think he's got a beautiful wife, kids. He's still fighting on. So like I say, them type of players. You got Rob, you got Kevin Sinfield, you got Jamie Peacock. They were warriors, but they knew how to win. And each season that you go through, especially at Leeds, you go through a journey, and there's always highs and lows. You always play poor at some point. You always play really good at another point. But when it came to the big games and at the end of the year,
winners win.
Them players always showed up. So part of that success is through their experience, and I was glad to be a part of it. But what I did at first was, I hardly said a word to these guys because I was in awe of all of them, because I used to watch them on TV a year before I even started training with them and stuff. So when I walked into the first team, it was about keeping your mouth shut and earning your respect, basically. Head down, work hard, and at that time we ended up getting respect through how I play and how I approach games and preparing as well. I think what they did, especially a lot of them senior players, was their preparation, their extra work that they did. You just pick off each player, which you pick their minds, and all they wanted to do and all our team wanted to do was win, and they were so used to doing that. But it was about, again, continuing that each year on year, because it's not going to happen every year, but you're going to be there amongst it with them players.
Well, I think you won quite a lot though, so it did happen every year.
It did. Well, if you work out, it kind of works out nearly every year. So honestly, like being part of that group was unbelievable.